we feel that perhaps the public doesn't know the real Bob.
Bob? Oh, God, oh, Jesus.
Does get lonely sometimes.
SuperBob is a film from 2015, so it's like a mockumentary comedy all about a postman from Peckham who gets superpowers. So you picked this one, Josh, so tell us a bit about why you picked it.
Yeah, so I picked this one originally because I thought it was underseen. I'm quite a big fan of this film. I stumbled across it and watched it because I'm a fan of Brett Goldstein. What I could find was that it didn't do particularly well, relatively speaking, for sort of British indie comedies, that sort of thing. So I thought it was underseen. But then when I looked at the critical reception, I also think it might be a little bit underrated as well. So at the time of recording on IMDb, it gets 5.8 out of 10. On Rotten Tomatoes, the audience give it 56%, and the critics give it a much higher and much more generous 86%. Had you seen this one before? I don't think you had you?
I hadn't seen it and hadn't heard of it, but I had a pretty good time watching this. I think there's a lot to like about it. First of all, I just love the concept. What if a really normal, kind of bland guy from Peckham became a superhero? And then the film deals with all the very real issues that you would have to face if that happened to you, things like filling out paperwork, all the health and safety nonsense that would come with being a superhero flying around the world. I thought some of the elements of the script were really strong as well. So you've got this quite funny, quite light-hearted notion of a superhero going alongside these quite tender, quite heartfelt moments. Throughout the film, Bob develops quite a strong emotional connection with our female protagonist, but their relationship is developed in such a lovely way, and those two together have a really good chemistry on screen. There's also a really touching and moving relationship that he has with his mum, who isn't very well and is living in a care home. And the film really draws you into the lives of these characters.
I'm SuperBob.
It's that sort of idea of a realistic portrayal of what would a superhero be that is essentially a civil servant. So I really enjoyed that as well. There was loads of comedy to be found in that. It was very quintessentially British in its humour, quite sarcastic, quite deadpan in places and stuff like that.
I would have liked it to have gone a bit darker. So you get a few moments where you really see the inner turmoil that Bob is going through, the things that he's having to struggle with by being a superhero, but then also just desperate to lead this normal life. And you get little hints about this, but it doesn't go fully into it. And I know it's a comedy, and obviously we want to keep it light, and that's obviously what the film's going for. But I feel like there was a real missed opportunity here.
For me, the main issue is they're a little bit liberal with the mockumentary format. There are times when it jumps in and out of that format, and it's not quite clear, is the whole thing meant to be a mockumentary, or is that mockumentary just an entrance and an exit into his life?
In terms of underseen, we're looking at the figures that you were able to find, and the fact that I hadn't even heard of it. I don't really know anyone who's seen this, and no one's really spoken to me about it. I would definitely say that it's underseen.